today for them, as I think we're ready to go live into the match feed here as we get this one underway. It looks as though VP will take the CT side of things, as you said, and really try and put the pressure on to Team X straight away. And right now it's Snacks just firing that USP rather across the map, trying to find the first opponent, but Team X right now doing a fantastic job of just staying out of harm's way. A couple of the members will be towards the terrorist side of the connector. Snacks looking for that information play early on, but as we've seen, he's not too keen to push too far forward. He just wants to get that info. Now he's seen Freeze cross back there. Snacks taking the duel, but this one's starting very, very slowly. You can see the bomb all the way towards the Vine side of things here. So this is going to be an outside hit from Team X, but Virtus Pro here looks as though they're ready for this, with 4 people on the outside bomb side.
And they are going to hit through Vines. The bomb is going to make its way through, so Snacks is going to rotate to help out. Frag there, but he's just alone as Pashu is overwhelmed here at Vines. Bialy and Snacks combined to just completely shut them out. Snacks actually ninjaing his way through the smoke there, so great work from Virtus Pro. They completely shut out Team X. Very passive start to that round. So Team X, the passive approach and the eventual outside collapse was shut down quite swiftly there from Virtus Pro. Big name stepping up. Cuban, we said the substitute, really didn't have to do too much. Actually, no, he's actually been substituted back into the coach role, so Bialy has joined us.
Great, Bialy will be good to have on board for Virtus as they pick up the pistol well. Taz throwing that nade to stop the inside progression, but it will be a continuation of the progression there for Team X as they try and work their way through Brown Halls. Will be successful in doing so. Not a lot of resistance being put up, but Taz is contemplating that ladder right now. Looks like he's going to go up there. No, he's not, but that smoke is going to be pretty indicative here of an inside bomb side hit. Taz wheeling around. That flash is going to cop him sweet, and he will go down without a fight. Brilliant stuff there from Modi, and he'll pick up not 1 but 2. It's Valley picking up a second kill onto Neo. This is going very, very pear-shaped for Virtus Pro as Modi uses that Pro 90 to take one down, but look, it's all going horribly pear-shaped here for Virtus Pro, and it's on the shoulders of Bialy.
Great work from Valdi there too, also picking up that frag. And we said this was going to be dangerous for the CTs when the Ts use smokes to really narrow down the channels within which they can take those fights. But from a VP perspective, that all went very pear-shaped quite quickly. The Ts simply overwhelming that bomb site. Post-plant. Bialy now just trying to save that cult. Does take down Valdi. Just trying to push to claim that cult, but we will see Bialy successfully save that one out as the bell rings on a round for Team X.
Yeah, Bialy lucky to escape with that one, but he will in fact escape nonetheless. 3-0 for him. But he'll be the lone gunman here for Virtus Pro with that scout being dropped actually onto Neo, so Neo will also have some access to equipment. It looks as though Virtus Pro are all in on this one. 1M4, they're buying around it. Shotgun, UMP, Scout, and CZ accompanying that one. But for Team X, that's a great second round. It was all about Modi getting flashed out of high ramp and picking up that first kill before it was just too much of a to handle. And that will be once again Modi opening up onto Bialy. He started hot, and that's required for Team X.
Yeah, great opening frag there, but I think the fact was that Taz was playing in such a position there. It was really difficult for, I think it was Neo actually that was pairing up with him on the inside bomb site to help him out. So, great work from Taz there, making amends, picking up Modi in the instance there. It's back to a 4 versus 4, and that's spurred Team X into a little bit of action. They're not going to rush into a decision on which site they're going to hit. They're simply just going to relinquish their position in Brown Halls and fall back, as they do allow Virtus Pro to take some territory there. Taz actually is able to reclaim a cult. I'm just not too sure whether or not he's aware of his new gun in possession.
Don't know if he's seen that he's picked it up. He clearly will eventually. One of his teammates should let him know that he has that one as he walks backwards. His teammate spots him out, but he still refuses to pull out that M4. So, you know, he's backing himself in with this CZ75 from this range, and Maybe after he switches to his knife. Yep, he's finally realised he's got the M4 in his hand, and Neo does tag Valdi up with the scout there, and that grenade, it could ring true. It does hit Glaive, and this has not left a lot of time here for the terrorists to get out of mid and get going here. Pasha getting one. That's excellent grenade and shotgun work there as Snappy does get the trade, but Neo spots one out. That's a crazy shot there from Neo. Maybe doubles up. No, it's the mystical M4 of Taz that appeared and disappeared for him, so he's picked up a kill. And now Valdi's been forced out to save. What a round there from Virtus Pro.
Team X leaving way too late there as Valdi does do some damage to Neo, and that might actually be very costly for the CT side. As you can see, they're very much reeling from their losses in terms of economy, but that's not going to really be too much of a consequence there. The only weaponry on the T side is saved out as a result through Valdi, but they are going to force into it, so it could get very hairy here for Virtus Pro if they allow the same thing to happen as they did on the second round, and those channels get closed down by smokes and forced to take those close range fights. We know that the pistols can be very effective at close range, so VP now very much concentrated on this outside bomb site here, just leaving Taz to his own devices to hold inside again. He is supported by Neo, but only from a very passive position there with that scout as they do rotate through, so very much focused on stopping the rush outside early on. And now that they've redistributed themselves throughout the sites, Virtus Pro are quite content with their hold.
They certainly are, and it'll be interesting to see what Team X will make of this round. You can see they're just spread out across the map. No real intent shown yet, but plenty of intention there from Valdi as he picks up Pasha, overextending on the Vines alley there, and he'll go down. Nevertheless, it'll still be a pretty difficult prospect here for the terrorist side to try and just find the next kill. I think the next kill will be crucial here. Snacks will play a huge role. Picks up one, gets two comfortably, doesn't even take any damage doing it. Snacks locking it down for his team. Valdi does get a second kill, but he's got so much to do with this saved AK. He always had an uphill battle ahead of him, but after the start that Virtus Pro have gotten in this round, you should think that it's all over by the shouting. Bialy spots one of the terrorists out, and yeah, it's going poorly here for Team X. They will lose all their lives. Taz spots one out, gets the headshot there onto Glaive. Rounds it up nicely, Jim. 3-1 to Virtus, and the plow might be coming out.
It was a good start from Team X as well, using Valdi with that AK to get the opening frag. Once they did, they actually backed off from Vines and tried to find an alternate means through that VP defense, but ran into a lot of trouble there with the resistance outside. So not really successful in that round. I think I would have liked to have seen them try and push there through Vines and try and exploit the opening that they'd actually managed to get with that frag. But we do see them now, 3-1. And back on those Glocks, so they did try and force to support Valdi with that AK. Unsuccessful here. Snacks, though, could be on a bit of a power play.
He's got the positioning required. He gets one. Can he get the second long-range shotgun? He gets two. Oh! He gets three. He gets a triple. Shouldn't get too excited there. No head armor for the T. It's just a Glock round, but impressive mid-distance shotgunning there from Snacks as he creeps behind. He's so good at that positioning part of the game. He's a masterful craftsman in terms of those sort of rounds, and always finds himself in those positions.
A long-range double with the shotgun is impressive, just because the Novo is such a terrible gun at range.
It is. It's horrible. But
however, he's now just rolling in that dank bank.
He is rolling in the dank bank, and that shotgun gives you that kill reward just like the SMGs do. So he does pick up some extra money. A nice push there from Snacks. That's what you want. If you get one shotgun, and you can see he's got 10k, 10.7
a $2,700 round in terms of frags.
Yeah, absolutely, and the dividend is well paid when it comes off like that. You know, nice secure round for Virtus Pro, and they'll move into the 6th round, 4-1 up and looking pretty strong. Neo's still got that scout in hand, so he sees no reason to upgrade it at all. Snacks is on the AWP, so that's a bit of a change there for Virtus. But Neo doesn't want to give up his scouting duties as Bialy looks to have pushed out Vines, but it does get taken down straight away. So good start here for Team X, but Jim, it's not the start that I've been worried about. Team X seem to be a little bit intimidated by the holds here from Virtus Pro because they're taking a long time to get anywhere on the map.
They are. They're not really too keen on taking territory too early, and I think that's shown by the fact that a lot of teams who are very keen on taking territory would place a lot of emphasis on taking the brown halls on the inside bomb site. Team X really haven't done that thus far. In fact, across the map, they've just been content to hold. They did encounter that aggression from VP quite well. If anything, though, a chance encounter because Team X aren't really forcing the engagements early on.
No, they're not. They're happy to sit back, but for how long is the question. They have got the opening pick here, so they're only up against the 4 remaining players of Virtus Pro, but obviously those 4 members, there's enough talent there to get the job done for Virtus, and it's going to be an execute here on the outside bomb site for the terrorists as they stream out here, but they're just holding their spots right now, waiting for that opportune moment, and now the second wave of grenades come in, and they will make their way towards the bomb site. The bomb plant goes down straight away, but it will be Snacks trying to get the bomb down. He courageously charges through that smoke, but has been chopped down almost instantly. However, the Virtus Pro guys are still happy to go for this one. It's a 5 versus 3, and Moddy's already on the hunt. So either way, I don't see this ending well for Virtus. Valdi gets a double, and now Taz is on the rotate. However, Moddy's waiting for him inside if he can't get that first kill. And he will take that Moddy, unfortunately, and go up onto Snappy. So Taz there, great double. And if he can hold on to this weapon, he's going to do a great job for his team. But I think he's still in the blast radius here, so Taz has to be careful. Although I think he could be going for the Goblin. No, I thought he was going to turn left there into CT, trying to try something very special, but he does something special nonetheless. Picks up a triple, gets away with 10 HP. And Taz showing all the experience in class that he can.
I was fearing for his life there, actually, because I thought he was going to be way too close, because that bomb was actually planted on the closer side of the train to him, so it's going to be always touch and go for him there, but he does save out that gun. Virtus Pro will buy into this round because the money distribution is shared equally among them. They are going to be able to afford appropriate utility as well. So Team X, on the other hand, Moddy retaining that... actually picking up a Galil, should I say. Priest actually picking up that orb. We said he was going to be key for them. He's a key player when he gets that AWP going, but Neo takes down Moddy early on, and they do have the man advantage. So, unlike the last round, this one in the early exchange is going the way of Virtus Pro.
Absolutely there, Neo getting aggressive on low ramp, using that scope, getting the easy kill. Now that is a very solid way to open up the round. Now, Virtus Pro didn't get that kill to go their way last round. They lost the opening pick and were overwhelmed towards the back end of the round. And this time they lead with that one-man advantage, and it's going to be on Team X to try and craft something out of this one. Once again, they're going to flood towards this outside bomb site. The smoke splashes and Molotovs will come over. Pasha running through the middle, but he's caught horribly out of position there. And Flash, Glaive gets the first kill, and once again, the CTs are on their way outside, but they've all congregated around the middle choke point of this map, and it's going to be very easy for the terrorists to shut this one down if the CTs don't get their act together pretty quick smart. And it's going to be Glaive picking up one. Bialy gets a double of his own, though, onto Valdi and Glaive. Now it's a 2 versus 2, but Snappy's in a great position here, Jim.
Snappy's in a fantastic position. Priest is also in a solid position himself, but needs to make sure he doesn't get caught out here. He does manage to avoid Bialy. Fall back into T-connector here. Taz is on the hunt as well, but the time is ticking for Virtus Pro. They need to find the frags here. Pressure back in the T's, but Snappy with 2 quick headshots there, or should I say 1 headshot and 2 quick frags, as he does seal the round there for Team X, and the Danes are looking strong on their T side early on. They put enough pressure on Virtus Pro to break their money.
They certainly have. Virtus Pro be disappointed with that round, you'd think. They were in great position after they picked up the first kill, and after that it was one-way traffic for the terrorists, just overwhelming the outside bomb site. But it'll be Taz here taking control of low ramp, and he's going to get aggressive with that CZ a couple of times. He's been successful doing so, and once again it looks like he's going to find the angle over the top of the smoke, but the terrorist might have seen him at the last possible moment. Snacks taking advantage of the aggressive T-push on Vines.
And smartly, Moddy backs off here because he does recognise that they could be on eco, and this is important. We saw Envious do this quite well. They grouped up on their anti-ecos. There's a little bit of a risk here for Team X if they do get separated, that they can be picked apart.
Absolutely. But Team X aren't going to be too concerned unless there's a devastation of the utmost kind. A couple of deagles onto Bialy and Neo, and of course that sees that on Taz. He's got the armor as well. So it can go the way of the CTs. I just don't see how that after the Glaive headshot there. Just going to relax really here, Virtus Pro. They're not too keen on pushing and giving their guns away. but at the same time, they're really not doing anything too constructive either. They're just waiting, sort of just sitting around waiting to die, but they don't have to sit around for too long before something happens there. Snack's getting a great headshot before the Team X guys are able to finish it off pretty easily. That was always going to be a pretty mundane round, given the way it started, and Virtus Pro and Team X all tied up at 4 apiece.
I mean, you look at the players that X lost in that round. They were all players that were quite isolated, and it's always dangerous territory on the anti-ecos there to separate yourself from the pack, as traditionally you would set yourself up with those trades. But we do see now a gun round coming out from Virtus Pro, so they are all with rifles and a very mobile setup indeed. But we see Team X now taking control of those brown halls. Some of these teams really like to stem the amount of information the CTs can get. Sometimes, as we did last round, you see Taz or the CTs pushing up those brown holes. A lot of information from that position, actually. If you are controlling those brown holes as a CT, you do get a fairly clear indication of where the Ts aren't going, and can appropriately rotate through. But flash down low ramp means that they are just dropping and trying to pick things at sight. Taz gets picked off. No information, and playing solo there. Neo is very much defensive, not able to support Taz in that instance, but that flying frag from Snacks up the ladder means pressure now is back on Team X.
Absolutely there, Glaive in a great position, but Snappy's going to pick up one. He needs that second. Can't find it. Snacks goes down. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Bialy and Neo having to get the job done. Neo getting nice and close to the bomb there, and he will pick up the first. No, he doesn't. Glaive leaves, and that could be crucial. It is! And that miss from Neo as Glaive disappeared into the smoke allowed the surprise attack from Glaive onto Neo's teammate Bialy, and after that it was a matter of trading out for the Danes. And the Swedish player Modi opening up and then allowing his teammates to come through and get the job done.
Yeah, Glaive there disappearing into the smoke like a gorilla into the mist.
Yep.
And so did Virtus Pro's chances of winning that round. It did swing back and forth though, the pendulum, and I thought the work had been done there by Virtus Pro to really just close that net on the Ts in that bomb site, but they held strong. So we will see Virtus Pro just continue their money woes as we watch Team X take control of brown halls and try and push on the inside bomb site here. Taz picks up one before he's traded out quite quickly. So T's doing a good job of ensuring that losses are kept to a minimum. Valdi just shoring up the rear. He does pick up a second as well, so Papa Biceps does fall down. Modi finds Neo, and it's all to do for Bialy, but he's a long way from the action.
Certainly is, and he's looking for nothing but a lost terrorist here. Just someone who's wandered out of position and wants to give him a free weapon. It doesn't appear to be the case, although he does find one. I don't see how he's going to get that kill with the CZ at that range. Had to get extremely lucky. Doesn't get the job done, and Team X looking strong here. Virtus Pro not coming out with the plow at all. They're looking like their same old usual online selves are Virtus Pro.
Yeah, that CZ attempt was ambitious at best from Bialy.
At best.
Against the rifle as well, so Modi was quite patient in that encounter, but Virtus Pro, double AWP setup, hefty investment actually. Both Pasha and Snacks, both capable with that scope, picking it up, but it is a massive investment for a CT side that's already struggling to control their economy. As you can see, they've gone quite light on utility as a result, but pays dividends with the first frag there. But Taz falls early on inside. They know that he's a solo inside player, and they are going to continue to try and press the issue here.
Neo's going to play a crucial role here. He needs to go so big for his team. He's lining them up, but the angles is found by Glaive. And that teamwork entering the bomb site was good. Snacks does pick up Snappy, trying to push aggressively down towards the CT spawn side of the inside bomb site. You have to do that, of course, Jim. You cannot remain in the original spots that you chose. When you plant the bomb, you will get Molotov and flashed out of those positions. And now it's Snacks and Pasha on the 2 versus 1 here. Modi strafes out. He will go down to the USP of Pasha, and that's a great retake from Virtus Pro. Not only do they pick up the round, but they manage to keep both of those AWPs in hand, and they'll move into the next round with a little bit more optimism. However, a lot of damage still done by Team X.
Yeah, they still did lose 3 rifles there, so that's going to hurt any side regardless, because their losses are really going to just not going to be covered at all by the win bonus, as we do see them buy into this. And Snacks is going to be able to pick up weapon, so they are a tad light on some utility. It is still a reasonable buy though from Virtus Pro, so The real risk lies in them actually losing this round and therefore resetting their money bonus. Ooh.
And the great start for Virtus Pro there as Snacks connects onto Freeze. They will start their exchange, Virtus Pro, with a positive there. The AWPers doing what they do best, picking off the terrorists at long range, and Snacks has had enough of the long range stuff. He's in the connector looking for blood.
And how aggressive do you need to be? As Snacks does eventually fall there, I feel as though he got a little bit too greedy after picking up the first 2 frags, and does surrender his life, and more importantly in AWP, to Team X. So a team that's already struggling with the economy of the match has lost a hefty investment, as we see Team X group up, and they are going to try and hit this inside bomb site by the looks of things as a unit. So Taz, solo inside play for most of this round, is now going to be joined by Neo, so at least he's going to have some support.
He will have some support, but Bialy should have a really nice read at this point as he makes his way through the terrorist side halls. Bialy and Snacks, the master of flanking, but as it stands, I think he's going to be a little bit too late. The inside hit has come in. Taz drops a flash and pushes through with ease. Taz looking like the resident pro there. Pasha does end up finishing the job, but just a lovely inside hold there from Taz, booking the low ramp hit, getting that pop flash to work for him, and then coming out the other side to 2 completely disabled opponents.
Yeah, the information play was key in that round there. You could see by the time Bialy had actually pushed all the way through Vines, the rotation had come through from Virtus Pro. So there was a window of opportunity for Team X to overwhelm Taz, but they just took a little bit too long, and the information came through, the rotation was there, and they were met with a lot of force and weren't able to punch through in the end. 6-all the score though. And this can end up being a decent half for Virtus Pro. As you can see, they've actually forced Freeze and Snappy onto the Tech 9. So the T money tree has been pruned a little bit.
Just a touch, but they've still got plenty to work with here. A little bit concerned about the lack of flashes on a number of different players here for the terrorist side. However, they've got enough. They've got 3 smokes, at least 4 flashes, and a couple of Molotovs in play. So make that a 4th smoke. So they've got plenty of utility in terms of the actual smokes themselves, but those flashes are crucial as they're the driving force behind making the opposition fall back, and now those flashes are pretty good. The smokes are even better, and they land to perfection. Snacks gets aggressive in front of the first smoke, and he's going to be rewarded for effort there as he'll open up an angle first of all, but he'll go down after one. You should think no, Bialy's there to help him trade, as is Pasha. This is a team hold here from Virtus Pro. Beautifully done. That is stunning teamwork and CT Counter-Strike there from the pros.
Yeah, you can see that Team X, with their set execute, tried to narrow those channels down and take the fights after executing those smokes, but it was actually the counter use of the smokes and Molotovs from Virtus Pro that really picked apart the execute from Team X. They were really unable to do anything at all. They were caught in the choke points, and that allowed Virtus Pro to take some easy duels there as Team X struggled to get anywhere. And the team money tree has run out, and they are just feeding now in the outside bomb site. Virtus Pro pick up the first 3 without much resistance at all. Clean round for Virtus, and looking likely they might take a 9-6 round score.
They've done a great job of getting back into the half, haven't they? They've since they've gone to the 2 AWP setup, it's just been one-way traffic really. Once that they've got those in play, they've been able to put distance and range between themselves and Team X, and they've managed to find the opening pick on several occasions, and that really does help. I think the train is about 79 to 80% of the first pick on train going the way of the team with the first pick, as opposed to I think the normal average of about 65%.
Ooh, and Pasha takes a leg through the train there as the AWP of Freeze just catches in there. Quite an arrow to the knee, but Valdi does take down Bialy, pushing aggressively at Vines without support, and pays the ultimate price for it there. But we will see now Team X, as we've seen them do many times before, get that first pick and actually try their luck at another choke point. So hasn't always been successful for them, but they are going to put pressure on this outside bomb site.
Yeah, they're about to explode out of the mid connector, and Freeze will spot one out, and he gets the kill there onto Snack. So this should be an easier round here for Team X unfolding. Taz is going to play a huge role. Does he get one? No, he can't. Glaive does pick up Neo, though. In the meantime, Pasha Biceps looking under the train to try and get one, although he gets a double there. Snappy and Buddy go down under the pressure there of Pasha Biceps and his AWP play. Valdi will try and get the bomb down, but that's a crazy move there by Taz. Not sure exactly what he was trying to achieve there, but at least it's given Pasha time to rework some angles and find a kill. But unfortunately for Pasha, he's let the frag escape him, and that's the one that got away.
And Freeze picks him up there, and unfortunately for Pasha, 10 points to Whiffendor, as he misses the shot that really could have turned the round on its head. So the double, he got that, great work, but unfortunately the crucial frag opportunity came begging, and he wasn't able to deliver. So 8-7 to score, Virtus Pro. Just with a slight advantage there, they did well, as we said, to get themselves back into the half after a very shaky start. Team X were really directing traffic with their T-side play. But good, solid mid-half rally from Virtus Pro, saw them collect a few rounds. And interesting that premium will be placed on the pistols. I mean, it's always the case, but I think more so than ever, Team X have actually looked quite comfortable on this map. So I feel as though Virtus Pro might be in a little bit of trouble here if they do lose the pistol.
I thought they were going to be in trouble, but then they managed to win the half. And after they managed to win the half, I just think they're going to settle into a rhythm here. They'll win the pistol in convincing fashion with a well thought out hit of some description. They do like to favour the inside bomb sight on their T-side trained pistols. So we look to usually see Virtus Pro move towards that inside bomb sight. They have been known to put pressure on outside before doing so, so we may see a change up. However, they do like their inside bomb sight on the pistol, so it's up to Team X here to respond in kind and see what they can come up with to stop it.
I've really got to get me one of these crystal balls.
So I've got going.
Yeah, I mean, does it come packaged with the moustache?
Well, the crystal ball comes standard with the 1930s magic act.
Being a 1930s magician yourself.
I also bought the moustache itself from a garage sale, so it's not even mine. Some poor guy's lost his top lip, and it's ended up on my face. Love it or hate it, it's on there.
And I'll replace that one with a stiff upper lip, as we will see both these teams just make do with the halftime break. Virtus Pro, as you said, would be putting together a well-executed pistol round. Now, I'm interested to see how their approach does differ from Team X. Team X were very, very well coordinated, actually, very much setting themselves up for the trades. It was quite good to see that almost the revenge fragging was very much instant from them.
Yep.
If they were just hitting in pairs, it was quite quick, quite swift. So the team play there from Team X, the element is correct. But from a Virtus Pro perspective, they were slow into the half. What do you feel they need to rectify? Or you feel as though they've got the balance right coming in?
I think they've got the balance right here. I think after Virtus, you know, if they are to get the pistol, I think they've got something pretty crafty in store here. But if they do win the pistol, they'll cruise home pretty comfortably. The danger always for Virtus is they're such a momentum-based team. They're so passionate about their games, and they ride the coattails of Neo and Taz so heavily in terms of the leadership and the, I guess, the guidance that they provide, not necessarily being the firepower that they used to be, like those two particular players. But in saying that, they provide so much experience and guidance. So look for one of these guys to take the pistol around by the, by the haunches and try and get something to work for them. But for me, it's going to be Ken Moddy for Team X, get at least 3 and win this team the round. That's going to be the only way I see them winning the pistol.
Well, I mean, the silent achiever that half was actually Valdi in picking up 14 frags. So we didn't identify him as a key player. He actually, if you were to look at the lineup, probably is one of the players that stood out the least. So it's good to see him actually putting in a shift for his team and doing the duty as we see Virtus Pro. Just a very passive split here. It allows Glaive to actually slip through into the T connector. And will he push too far? Will he get caught out by Snacks here? He does actually go down. So they've already lost any advantage into the round gained by that territory that Glaive had pushed to. Glaive, we said, was going to be a key man, and he's already given away his life on the pistol.
Yeah, you can see there that now after that pick that it's going to be all the Vines Isle here, and that's one kill that comes in for the CTs, but it won't be enough. They need more, and Pasha absolutely sacks Valdi there on the right of screen, and now Neo will get the bomb plant going down. Freeze and the Danger Man Moddy's still up, but so much work to do, Jim, and Moddy's having a tough time of it at the Vines Isle as well.
The post-plant positioning here from Virtus Pro actually has them very aggressively picking down those channels, as we do see Taz take down Moddy. Leaves Freeze in a bit of a pickle, as he does actually take Taz down to 4 HP, but Papa Biceps with that jumping Glock burst, crushing the hopes and dreams of Team X in that round, and they do take the pistol, Virtus Pro. It was, as we said, a bit of an explosion into that round. Once Glaive went down, they did have a lot of territory, and they were able to just squeeze that outside bomb site and take it from Team X.
Absolutely, but even just midway through that round, Team X, after being picked off 1 outside, 2 outside, they refused to rotate because of Virtus Pro's, I guess, strategy normally to go towards the inside bomb site. They stayed true and they paid the ultimate price. So good change up there from Virtus Pro, making a great read after an early pick, securing that pistol round, and I guess propelling them further towards their goal of taking out their pick of train.
We'll see Team X at the moment just trying to catch anyone from Virtus Pro off guard. Snacks has already taken a beating, so he's very, very passive in his positioning at the moment, as we do see him actually group up with the main cluster of terrorists towards that Vines area. You can see, though, Team X have actually recognised this and will be stacking some members towards Vines themselves. I think the timing is going to work out in Virtus Pro's favour here, though.
Yeah, I thought it was 2, but Glaive's picked up 1, possibly even 2 here if we can get the P250 to connect through the corner of the box, but 1 will do at the moment here for Team X, but Virtus Pro just playing the waiting game. The spray from Snacks comes through the smoke, but he won't push too aggressively as his teammate's pretty low there, and Valdi picks up 1 and Snappy's able to trade, and that is the bomb down with 3 versus 2 here. Taz and Neo, the wily veterans, having to do a lot of work here. Neo picks up 1, he needs his second one, comes around the corner, nails Moddy there, and now we're looking at a 1 versus 1. Snappy with it all to do here. Onto Neo, can he do it? He does! Snappy finds both headshots. Taz and Neo going down on just 5 HP, and that could be absolutely crucial for Team X because Virtus Pro are now in a pretty big financial hole.
That they are, and it is going to be difficult for them now too, because they are very much a momentum-based team, but interestingly, they've actually managed to buy an AK here. They're going to throw it the way of Pasha. Going to give him a little bit of creative freedom and say, Pasha, it's time for you to stand up. And he's going to be key in this round because they're going to try and direct him to grab the picks in this round. So we will see Taz just take towards the brown halls there. Very, very passive setup here from Virtus Pro. Perhaps anticipating some aggression from Team X, but we know that's not to be the case at all. They are just slowly making their way through. They are going to make their way to Vines, though. And look, last round fell to pieces. Normally, you wouldn't expect all 3 members of Virtus Pro to go down to pistols at Vines. And it was always going to be difficult for Neo and Taz to recover the situation because, well, once they'd lost that bomb, pressure was back on the T's.
Certainly was, and now it's going to be Virtus Pro with those Tech 9s. Just the 1 remaining AK on Pasha, but as you said, it's a situation where it crumbled for them last round at Vines, and now they're just looking to bounce back, try and get themselves a semblance of hope right now, because Team X, with that AWP in hand, Freeze, going to play such a huge role in the future rounds, but in this one right now, it's going to be on the inside bomb site for Virtus Pro, and it looks as though Freeze has gone to the top ramp, so he'll be in a decent position to help out here. They're going to explode down the low ramp. Pasha getting that AK out nice and quickly, but it will be a frag that goes down. Freeze and Moddy get 1, but Neo also collects 1 there. Snacks tries to get that Tech 9 to go from long range, but the RNG unit for CSGO just simply won't respond. Neo goes down, and Bialy has a lot of work to do here. He'll pick up 1, but it's a lost cause other than the gun for Bialy.
Yeah, if he can recover the gun there, it's going to be a decent effort for him, but I think Team X are just trying to prevent him from doing so. Bialy actually does grab that Colt, and we'll get away with it, but there's no chance of him winning that round whatsoever. That being said, though, you could see Team X were very passive on their inside hole, not really too keen on allowing Virtus Pro to get up in their grill, per se, and take the fights to them. So, allowing the rifles to do their job. And that was the difference. So, we saw Virtus Pro playing Taz very aggressive inside. Sometimes the rotation wasn't always there from Neo to support him, and they paid the price on quite a few rounds. That's the difference here. Team X not making that same mistake.
Not just yet, they haven't. They're buying up, and they've got that double up setup. So that was moderately successful there for Virtus at one point, and now Snappy cops a couple of different flashes there, but it will be a loaded Vines hit here from Virtus Pro. Looks as though the CT is equal to the task here. Snappy's going to get a nice looking angle onto the top of those bins, but that sort of spam is not going to fool anybody. And it's going to be a waiting game here for Virtus Pro. They're going to use the whole clock and see if they can find any stragglers for Team X. But Team X right now feeling it. They're looking locked in, Jim. Seem to be communicating well. And they're just going to bide their time here. Just like the TerraStar, use their resources to their full effect and try and come away with the round win. But on train, Jim, I think a little just too much distance here for the Virtus Pro guys to close.
Yeah, it could be that case, but I think they're just going to try and sell the fake here at the inside box, or perhaps a double fake actually. So they are committing to Vines here, and they've got pressure on the inside, trying to catch the rotators out. And they've pulled the plug on the direction of the bus on outside, as we do see Valdi take down Neo. The bomb is just starting to make its way out Vines here, and no one from Team X is actually watching that area. I think they've just allowed a smoke to try and keep Virtus Pro occupied. You can see the CTs are quite clustered together. And that passive play there allows Valdi to pick up a second frag. He does get traded out by Taz. We will see now Taz gunned down in the outside bomb site there. Very passive holds from Team X, but very much set up quite well to trade. I think that's some solid CT play from Team X, proving to be the difference here. We will see a gun round coming up from Virtus Pro, though. I'm interested to see how they actually differ their approach. We haven't seen any real changes in tempo from them.
No, they haven't done anything too aggressive yet, Virtus Pro, and hopefully they've got something in store for us. But you mentioned him earlier. Valdi here, the danger man for Team X right now. He's been fantastic, and a lot of the stuff that they've done has been off the back of his heavy lifting and fragging. So an unexpected contribution here from Valdi, but definitely appreciated by his teammates, as he's playing very, very well right now. But they're going to have to stay on their toes, Jim. You cannot let VP back in the game for just a second. And right now, Virtus have the opportunity to get back into this. They have a great buy going. They have good map control this particular round. They've got the smokes and flashes in place. So this is a round that Virtus, from this point, if they get to the minute mark and all 5 players are alive and they've got their utility and they're in place, they win a very high percentage of these rounds. So it's going to have to be on Team X here to get a pick or to force the issue.
They've done a great job of controlling a lot of the territory on the map, Virtus Pro. They've actually masked a lot of the information that the CTs are able to get. The CTs are very passive in the way that they're playing, and this sometimes almost causes a nervous tension among counter-terrorists. Later actually pushes through the smoke, catches Asher out as he tries to make his way through Vines. You can see the rotation now coming through from Virtus Pro. They've recognised that this might not be the case. They push their way out on the outside bomb site. Snaps actually is the only one to get a frag onto the CT so far. Valdi is proving to be a handful at the moment. He picks up his second for the round. And now Taz goes down, or Taz is left in this 1 versus 4 situation. Positively, he does get the bomb down, but that's about where the positivity ends for Virtus Pro. Team X just looking very comfortable on this CT side. Virtus Pro really haven't done enough to shake the foundations.
No, they haven't. And when we talk about Virtus Pro and when we think of their side and what it means to be Virtus Pro, it's very tactically heavy. It's advanced. There's a lot of teamwork involved, a lot of smoke manipulation, as I said earlier. And Team X have done a really good job saying, you know what, guys, if you're going to bring that gameplay, please bring it. We're not going to give you any free picks anywhere. We're not buying into the pressure you're putting on Virtus Pro. We're going to take this map and play it the way that we want, and at the moment it's being played at their pace, and they've done a fantastic job controlling it. Those 2 AWPs have been in play for a couple of rounds now and seem to be working well, but it's going to have to be on Virtus Pro here. You can see that they've bought into this round somewhat with the AKs, but there's no utility whatsoever.
Absolutely no smokes at all, but that doesn't matter. Splasher actually gets himself out lines there. Neo finds Valdi, and Snappy's the only one to reply with that AWP. He's defensively holding those vines. He might be able to catch Bialy, but that has left the outside bomb site open to be planted in. We will see a 3 versus 4 situation. It does favour Virtus Pro for once.
Absolutely does, but it's not over just yet. The CTs haven't backed away fully from this one, and Freese opens up the account here with the retake. It is Bialy that's trading now, and Neo pretty much ends the dream for the CT defuse, mind you. But Freese now trying just frantically to hold on this AWP. He will get a second kill, but not quite going to get them all. But nevertheless, he should be able to hold on to this AWP. Will Freese. And Jim, that's the 10th round for Virtus Pro. So close here. As Taz actually finds Freese. It's a beautiful play there by Taz, because it takes the AWP out of the hands of the CT. But you know, their money being fine is going to allow them to double buy those AWPs once again. But Jim, for me, it was more about Virtus Pro's change of pace and their ability to catch Team X off guard there that was really the difference. Hopefully they don't go back to a very static T side.
It was actually a really risky buy from Virtus Pro. We noted the fact that they didn't really have any smokes or flashes to support themselves, but they made it work actually. They changed the pace up a little bit. The aggression allowed Neo a cheeky frag into this round, but the aggression from them allowed them to get that unshakable defense from Team X ruffled a little bit, and all they did was simply compress that outside bomb site there with a little bit of timing as they attack the choke points. And, they've done something similar here in this round. In fact, they've gained a lot of territory outside. Neo sped himself all the way through the inside defenses, picked up Freeze on the return, and that heavy investment from Team X hasn't paid dividends at all, as now it's all on Valdi's shoulders. 3 versus 1. They are aware of where he potentially could be. That bomb hasn't been planted yet, so that doesn't mean too much as Neo finds Valdi, and we will see Team X draw level with Virtus Pro. Virtus Pro have actually broken CT economy.
Yeah, that was the round that Virtus Pro finally stamped their class onto the game. They were able to easily break down the CT defenses, find the little holes, the nooks, the crevices, the crannies, everything you need to just sneak in and get the perfect angle. And across at least 2 different parts of the map there, we saw positioning there from Neo originally in midcon, and then his teammates outside. They were completely aware of where all their enemies were during the round, and they did a great job of executing, staying alive, and also coming away with the round win. Now it's a bit of aggression here from Virtus Pro. Not hard to do when you're facing just plain ecos, as Modi is going to be last alive, but just that silent USP, he'll go down. Virtus Pro will take their first lead in quite some time.
The difference is now too that Virtus Pro actually aren't telegraphing their hits at all.
Yeah.
All they're doing are throwing a simple flash into the outside bomb site and taking the channels and taking the fights, and I think it might be just that realization too that they're giving their opponent a little bit too much respect. That's not the Virtus Plow that we all know and love, so I think they've just upped it a little bit here. Not really doing anything special in terms of their set executes. They're not taking it slow anymore. They're just taking those aim duels quite early on. All they've done this round though is changed it up a little bit. They've thrown the same smokes and flashes. They're actually taking a very passive approach into things. So you can see Team X have actually pushed a lot of players into this outside bomb site, anticipating the same round as before, the same rounds as previous. But I think they've taken a little bit too long here, Virtus Pro. They could have pulled the trigger there and isolated Modi here on the inside bomb site.
Yeah, there's now 2 CTs there for them to deal with, and I think it's Freese that's in there with Modi. It is, and they're going to have a very tough time with this. Jim, they've got only 2 smokes and 2 flashes left to have the CTs and no defuse kit. So if this bomb goes down inside, the outside player is going to have a very difficult time. You can see now that the split is going to come in here. The 2 terrorist players probably going to peel off to the left and split the back corridor of outside into the inside bomb site. So numbers 8 and 0 there on the radar for the terrorists who are about to come out of vines. It's Pasha and Bialy, but Snappy is all over that one. Good line there held by the Team X player. And it won't stop the bomb from going towards the inside, but the frags are there. Freeze picks up one, but Taz and Bialy quickly snap back into into trading, and Snacks and Bialy will now be left to clutch 2 versus 3.
It's going to be difficult from here on out too because they're separated. You can see the CTs have actually pushed all the way through. Glaive should be able to pick up Snacks here. Does take him down, takes the bomb down, 14 seconds left. There's not a lot that Bialy can do from that position at all. That late lurk from Vines didn't pay dividends. Snappy was all over that. Picked up the first frag and eliminated any real chance of a swift flank coming through. And you can see Virtus Pro do surrender around to Team X. So great recovery there. 3 members surviving too means an economy can start to build, and they will be able to drop Moddy and Snappy quite comfortably here. So it bodes well for Team X. For Virtus Pro, not so much the case, and we will see another buy round coming up from them. They do have the economy to do so, but I think they strayed away from what was working, Virtus Pro.
They did, and just as we said that Virtus Pro were just about to find their feet and sort of get going and look like the old Virtus Pro, and I think I said stamp the class on this match. They've actually let it slip, Jim. They've got opening picks and they've got good positioning, but it's just the Team X players right now. They're hitting shots and really getting some good pieces of timing going, as Glaive once again chooses not to overcommit to that T-Con pick. And he'll be rewarded because I'm not sure that the terrorists even know he's there. So it could be interesting here coming out of T-Con for Glaive as 2 players immediately to his right. Does he take the gamble and push, or does he just hold and play a bit more team-related game? Glaive is just right next to someone, and that's going to be Snacks, finding incredibly, mind you, the kill onto Glaive. And now this becomes a much more difficult prospect for Team X. Possible, but not an easy task right now.
Glaive could have cleaned up then if he'd been a timing god. Unfortunately, didn't quite align for him there. You can see Taz just boosting that AWP up on his shoulders there, trying to get a cheeky pick into the outside bomb site. You can see Team X, though, very passive in their play. Again, a late lurk coming through Vines, Pasha, and I think Neo there sweeping through, Bialy sweeping through. But now the outside bomb site execute is just executed with simple timing, as they do squeeze and compress. They are aware of potential flanks here, so I think it is now Neo that is watching back there in the SL, as Snappy finds the frag, but he's got a very narrow channel with which to work, as we do see a 2 versus 3 that favours Virtus Pro unfolding.
Absolutely here. Moddy and Snappy going to try their best to make their way back into this bomb site, but it already looks like they've given up hope, and they're going to exit towards the inside of the map there. Snappy just holding those back corridors. Moddy has found safety in the B halls area, and they're going to wait this one out for when the grass is a little bit greener in the next round with that AWP and M4 in hand. Moddy does pick up the kill onto Neo, and there should be a kill there for Snappy as well, so a bit of extra cash for both these players. Extra $300 a piece by the looks of things, and to be honest there, Team X is going to have to force something up here.
And they have too. I mean, the guns that they saved would have gone a long way there, but it is a crucial stage of the match now. It is 12-13. We are in the dying stages of this match, and I mean, for a CT economy to be on fritz, it could prove absolutely disastrous here for any chances that Team X have in wanting to come back in this instance. But you can see them setting up for those outside execute smokes. You would expect them to try something at least outside to convince Team X, and maybe they're just feeling that Team X don't have the utility to deal with an outside executor. Snacks opens things up with that AWP. Push down the channel there. Down the 6 train actually picks up Glaive, who was trying to recover a better weapon. Now Taz finds Valdi on that bomb site, and it's all falling apart here for Team X. They haven't been able to solve the mystery here. Moddy is found out inside. They know where he is. Neo's just trying his best to get that ladder frag and defy all physics for the game, but Moddy for the moment is just holding on.
He doesn't hold on long enough though. He gets pressured by Virtus Pro. They move on to the scoreline of 14-12. It's been a really good showing here from Team X. I didn't think they'd get this close, to be honest, Jim. I thought it would be a more one-sided affair, so congratulations has to be given to them. But you know, if you don't win, you lose. It's the unfortunate nature of 1 versus 1 competition, and or just team sport in general. There's always a bunch of winners, and regardless of how you play, sometimes you might not get the W you were after. But Virtus Pro worked really hard through this game, through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of opportunities for their opposition to get back in the game. But like the pros that they are, that they have cruised through the last few rounds of this game and surely to victory here on their map pick.
Every so often you come up with these pearls of wisdom, and today's pearl of wisdom is if you're not winning, you're losing. And I think that's fair actually. That's a competitor's mentality.
Yeah.
And as much as you try and make light, or I try and make light of it, that's the long and short of it. And for the Team X, they put up a valiant fight, but Virtus Pro are now showing their fight. I think it was that switch that flicked inside their heads where they actually realised that they were giving their opponent far too much respect in that passive style of play. They are now being a little bit more aggressive and taking those aim duels and now coming out ahead.
Now, this is something that we talk about often in terms of aggression versus speed and tempo. A lot of people associate an aggressive play with a fast play, but it's not necessarily the case. You can be aggressive in your methodology, but very passive in your structure and your strategy. So you can see here, Virtus Pro are putting aggressive moves onto their opponents. They're taking Brown Hall control. They've made presence at the Vines corridor, or they're about to. So, you know, they're putting pressure on the map without giving their life away, and Pasha will open up for Virtus Pro on their game point. Snappy goes down instantly, and Pasha will continue to try and work out of that Vines corridor, but ultimately he does get slowed down eventually by his own sense of self-worth. He doesn't want to give that rifle away just yet, but as the clock ticks down towards the 1 minute mark, Jim, with the man advantage, this is Virtus Pro's to lose here.
It is, but Valdi is going to be in an invaluable position here as he is very aggressive in ESL. Catching out here, Taz does take a little bit of damage there, does the hot shoe shuffle as he tries to get away, but he takes a little bit of damage for his trouble, but that forces Valdi to retreat. They know his position. He can easily be isolated, and he recognises that, so he falls back to the bomb train. But interesting read coming out from Team X. They've actually rotated 3 members onto the inside bomb site, and that is nowhere near Virtus Pro.
No, it's not, and Virtus have made a stellar read here to try and close out the game. It's 5 versus 3, and the only real possibility here for Team X is if Freestus does something freaky with that ult, but Neo says, I'm not even going to let you get a bullet off. This time, Snacks and Neo go down, and it should be the map win to Virtus Pro. It certainly is. They do enough. They take care of business, and ultimately they're able to come away with map 1, which is their choice. Jim, they played well in parts, and I guess for me, as long as Virtus Pro come away with a win online, then that's all that really matters for them. It's not how they win. It's if they win, and if they get to the LAN finals, we know that they're going to show up and be a contender. It's just a matter of getting through that phase, and they've taken the first step here, which is great.
That's right. If they're not winning, they're losing.
Well, that's it. That's the message for them.
I think a much better display there from Virtus Pro once they realised that they needed to be a little bit more aggressive. They needed to take the aim duels. They needed to take the fights. That's where they actually were far more superior than their opponents. You could see Team X, hats off to them. They actually tried to play a really solid CT side, and for the most part, it was actually working against a very passive Virtus Pro. Once they started to change the tempo, change the gears a little bit, you could see Team X really started to struggle with that change in tempo. You could notice the class deficit in the two teams there, and try as they might, unfortunately for Team X, they do fall on that first map pick, but it is going to be a very short break in between the two maps here, so I do believe we are going to take a very, very short break, guys. I've been Jim and SO. Joining me has been PDG. We've been bringing you Team Virtus Pro up against Team X here in the ESL Pro League Matchday 5 European season. And we'll be back with you guys very, very shortly after the word from our sponsors.